put the people them too much. You have to give them time to digest the information, yes? So that is just the intro, my good people. Alright. Let me see. Can we, I want you guys to see the graph, you know. That's my thing. So it's more important for me for you guys to see this information that is on the screen instead of seeing Mark Bowling. Mark Bowling, them alright, them can stay up yourself. And you can hear them is the information is important. Alright, so let's continue from here. Let's go.
To speak to those that are specific to his portfolio. Julian will speak to some as well. So if I could have the next slide, please. We will begin with the first, which is the 1 meal per student per day. And I will ask Damian to speak to that.
Thank you very much.
Come true, Mr. Crawford.
Thank you for the opportunity to participate in this press conference, and a special good morning to those who are listening and the journalists who are present and online. We as a People's National Party has proposed verbatim that we would have 1 meal per needy child in school. It is confusing to us that the Minister of Finance, the past Minister of Education, would posit that that number of needy children would be 400,000, when currently they propose to feed 167,000 children. So the Minister of Education, former Minister of Education, have already stated that she believes that over 200,000 needy children would not be fed under their current policies. However, we feel that the cost per meal should not be $280 per child, as is currently being provided, but instead $400 per child. This $280 have long been stated by principals and other practitioners within education to be insufficient to feed the children. Many have caused for ask for another $100 from the children, and some have reduced the number of days that they have been able to feed the children. So we propose a $400 per meal for primary and secondary school children. The number of days in the school year, which we all know and agree, is 190 days in the year.
So, Fayval, I hope you pay attention to what the man is saying now. $400 a day, right? Current part allocation is 280, which is insufficient and has been proven insufficient. So when they boast about what they're doing for the children, it is not a sufficient program that they're running, right? And the teachers have verified that. So he said the number of schools a day is 190 per year. Percentage of children, yeah, let's continue.
Percentage of children needing meals was estimated at 56% of children needing meals. This is based on the recent survey that suggested that severe or moderate food insecurity was 55.6%. So we carried that 56% of our people are within that space. The total number of children we have in school is 440,000. Therefore, the number of children in need of meals will be 246,400. The total cost of the proposal, therefore, multiplying 246,400 by 190 days for $400 is $18.7 billion. However, the book that everyone seems to be most concerned about has a current school feeding budget of $8.98 billion. So the additional would be approximately $9.9 billion.
Hope everybody understood that, right? So the current bill that they have for the school feeding budget is $8.98 billion. The allocated budget that the PNP wants to roll out to give the kids sufficient meals, right? Not just to say that they got meals, but sufficient. Much like discipline, yes, sufficient is on the other spectrum of that, right? And so the proposed cost is 18.9 billion. When you minus the already 8.98 billion from the 18.7 billion proposal of 246,400 times by 190, which would be multiplied by 400, you would get the 18.7 billion. So you just minus the 8.9 billion from that, and you get 9.7 billion. You see it big over there saying a yellow. So that's what it would cost. It would cost the PMP an extra 9.7 billion. Now when you listen to Fayval budget, you know, you would think, oh my God, she gave these inflated numbers. And I was just sitting there saying, man, yo, Damian Crawford is going to cook this lady. I was listening to the budget. I'm saying, man, Damian Crawford and Julian Robinson is going to cook this lady. Because all I was seeing was just exaggerations. And I'm not even a guru at this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Yes, it's just coming from where? Wait a minute, from where? I hope you guys are good enough. Alright, let's continue.
So $9.7 billion. So therefore, the additional that we will need to find to adequately feed the 56% of children that research has shown is likely to have difficulties in eating meals are going to be 9 billion. And again, we ask for the Jamaicans to recognize that the minister in her proposal, in her suggestion, suggests that 400,000 children are in need, of which they have made a budget to feed only 170,000, less than 170,000, leaving the other 230,000 to be sacrificed by the Jamaica Labour Party. The other proposal that we put forward is an estimate of cost for tertiary education. It is the policy objective of the People's National Party to have 1 degree per household or its equivalent. It is important that we highlight a level 4 vocation is equivalent to a degree. Within that, to facilitate that policy objective, we like to do a first in the family scholarship, meaning that the first person within a household that matriculates to the university will receive a scholarship. Ridiculously, and is a ludicrous word, but yes, quite ludicrous. The minister seemed to assume that all children in a particular age cohort will matriculate to the university.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
Say that again, dear man. Say that again.
1 degree per household or its equivalent.
Say that
It is
again,
important
dear
that we
man.
highlight a level 4 vocation is equivalent to a degree. Within that, to facilitate that policy objective, we like to do a first in the family scholarship, meaning that the first person within a household that matriculates to the university will receive a scholarship. Ridiculously, and is a ludicrous word, but yes, quite ludicrous. The minister seemed to assume that all children in a particular age cohort will matriculate to the university, while it was her mismanagement of education that has caused for only 18% to matriculate.
Embarrassing. We need some milk. Emotional damage. What can go so?
Fayval, after you destroy or help to destroy the educational system and tear it down, you come as Minister of Finance and I puff out your chest and I make these ridiculous. Dear man, fix our business again, then, my boss. Fix our business again, then. Fix our business.
That matriculates to the university will receive a scholarship. Ridiculously, and is a ludicrous word, but yes, quite ludicrous. The minister seemed to assume that all children in a particular age cohort will matriculate to the university. Why?
Matriculate simply means to move on and qualify to go to the university. That's all matriculate mean, alright people? And if you want me to look up the word phono, look up the word phono, because it's not like everybody understand everything and I don't want to miss what he's saying. Understand? Matriculate. Alright? So right here, so it means to enroll at college or university. See? That's all the word matriculate means. Get me? Alright, let's continue.
While it was her mismanagement of education that has caused for only 18% to matriculate. So while we would have hoped that all would be able to matriculate, her lack of activity and change within the ministry has caused for only 18% of our children to currently matriculate to the university. This will be something that we will target moving forward as well. However, we have to use our current circumstances for our current budget. Therefore, of the 36,000 children within the age cohort, only 18% are currently matriculating. We also have organized to assume what is the percentage of children are matriculating that will be the first in the family. Again, another feature of our society is that the vast majority of those performing at the secondary level, matriculating to university, are of the upper echelons of society and from families that already have a degree within that family. And so we assume 1 in every 4 person matriculating to the university, or 25%, will be first in the family. Again, another reality that we will target as the People's National Party, and that we have been targeting. Indeed, whenever there is a proposal, a plan for the movement of these people, the JLP has always sought to suggest that these are bad policy plans. They said the same about Michael Manley. They said the same about PJ Patterson led government. Indeed,
People, you hear what the man say, and him don't tell a lie. He has not told a lie on the JLP over the years. Yeah, the JLP has always been opposed. From Michael Manley days till now. Always been opposed. But how can we be surprised when they were part of the whole plan to destabilize Jamaica using Siaga and the CIA? Right? Siaga being a part of the CIA. Those documents are out. This is public knowledge now. We can talk about it freely. Some people had suspicions, but now we have evidence. You understand? So never forget, them talking about choose Jamaica. Yes, choose the PMP. That's how you choose Jamaica. And listen, don't choose the JLP. That's how you choose Jamaica. By not choosing them. Alright?
I wonder how can it be posited that a government of PJ Patterson that moved tertiary access from 6% to 19% could be perceived to be a bad government of any sort in any country. Notwithstanding, our average annual cost per student is $600,000. We are very wary of a Minister of Finance that is refusing to do research, because if you call the university...
Oh my God! Refusing to do research. Damn!
Emotional damage.
Fayval.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Nah, we gotta play that back. What did he say?
The plan. They said the same about Michael Manley. They said the same about PJ Patterson led government. Indeed, I wonder how can it be posited that a government of PJ Patterson that moved tertiary access from 6% to 19% could be perceived to be a bad government of any sort in any country. Notwithstanding, our average annual cost per student is $600,000. We are very wary of a Minister of Finance that is refusing to do research, because if you call the universities, MICO, for example, less than 400,000, the teachers' colleges, UTEC, less than 600,000, and many UWI degrees is less than 600,000. Where would she find that the average cost of education is 900,000 is beyond me. And it is likely, therefore, that the same 18% might be the targets we achieve, might be 18% of those targets. Can you just so when we do that total, the number of students in the 4 years of university at any given time of for the first in the family would be approximately 6,480 students in years 1, 2, 3, 4 combined. The total annual cost of all first-generation students across the year cohorts, therefore, is approximately $3.9 billion.
Now, this part is very important. The total number of first-in-family students across all year cohorts is 6,480 students. Total annual cost for all first-generation students is 3.9 billion. Let me see if we get that understanding there clear. Let me go back a little bit. Let me hear myself.
At the same 18% might be the targets we achieve, might be 18%
Last song,
of those
what's up,
targets.
love?
Can you just So when we do that total, the number of students in the 4 years of university at any given time of between for the first in the family would be approximately 6,480 students in years 1, 2, 3, 4 combined. The total annual cost of all first generation students across the year.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. So is 6,480 students is the total number of students that would be benefiting from the program in the first in the family degree, and the total annual cost would be $3.9 billion annually. All right. Well, let me play that. Let's go back a little bit, please.
Can you just so when we do that total, the number of students in the 4 years of university at any given time of between for the first in the family would be approximately 6,480 students in years 1, 2, 3, 4 combined. The total annual.
So the number combined is 6,480 for the 4 years. Okay. Got it.
Annual cost of all first generation students across the year cohorts, therefore, is approximately $3.9 billion and not $31 billion has been.
Hold on there. Millicent Spence, first time seeing you. Yes, I actually covered the Rubio part at the first part, you know. If I saw it. Oh, yeah. I actually did a reaction to the last question because the last question was the question, you know. Well, let's continue.
Been posited by the minister in her false number of students in the 4 years of university at any given time of between for the first in the family would be approximately 6,480 students in years 1, 2, 3, 4 combined. The total annual cost of all first generation students across the year cohorts, therefore, is approximately $3.9 billion and not $31 billion has been posited by the minister in her false.
Embarrassing. We need some milk.
So Fayval, how could you be so off? You posited $31 billion for that, Fayval? What a wicked act. Mighty God. 31 billion, Fayval. 31. How could your maths be so off, Fayval? 31 billion, Fayval. 31 billion. Alright, so literally that is what? 10% of the 31 billion is the actual amount that is going to cost for the 6,480 students. And you're the finance minister, Fayval? Jamaica ball out.
Ball out! Whoa, yo. We need help, Jesus. Jamaica need help. Shift the parliament. Shift the election. Shift everything. Remove them out there. Take out the cockroach. Take out the thief. Take out the criminal them. Take out the thief them. Take out the murderer them. Take out the gang leader them. Out of parliament. Take them out. From Portland. Take them out. I hear Portland. Me I go to Portland. Why me I travel to Portland? Take out somebody. Man or woman.
Cohorts, therefore, is approximately $3.9 billion and not $31 billion has been posited by the minister in her false accusations. The estimate for the RIDE program, again, this is a program that we have posited. The Prime Minister have chosen to seek a response. A very different program, which we'll expound upon in future conversations, but not just the provision in 2 or 3 parishes and whoever get the bus, but instead a targeted approach.
Shots fired. Let me play that back. Hello, shots fired.
The estimate for the RIDE program, again, This is a program that we have posited. The Prime Minister have chosen to seek a response. A very different program, which we'll expound upon in future conversations, but not just the provision in 2 or 3 parishes and whoever get the bus, but instead a targeted approach of 20,000 students with demonstrating need. Initially, we'll target those who are most in need and scale up as the fiscal space allow to those who may be currently less in need but still would desire to have that assistance. So the current program that the government have is targeting 7,500 students. No wonder we have persisted to have an absenteeism ratio of approximately 24% in Jamaica. Chronic absenteeism is stated to be 10%. So Jamaica in its entirety is operating under chronic absenteeism. To help to fix that, we will target transportation, especially because we embrace school choice within this society. The subsidy is up to $2,500 per week, depending on the cost of travel, and each student gets the benefit of up to this amount. 38 weeks for school per year. The initial annual cost, therefore, will be $1.9 billion. Of course, we would subtract from that what they currently have allocated for the 7,500.
People, we have royalty in the building, you know. Mystic sensation, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not subbed up, I don't know what you do with your life. Half of your life gone if you're not sub up to Mystic sensation, you know, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you. You have to go there to get the investigative exclusives on this terrible, uncaring, wicked government. You understand? Yes. So make sure someone go subscribe to Mystic Sensation. Mystic Sensation, big up yourself. You understand? You and your wife, big up on yourself. Yeah, man, subscribe to the platform, man. Let me drop the link for you. Make sure someone go subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. That's it? No joke. Only for manners and respect. See the link there, right there, some people. Alright? You're a silent watcher. Big up yourself, Mystic. Some people, want to see right here, so he's explaining they feed the children. You understand? Give them a meal per day and even the money for go to school. You feel me? I did with right program. See, and they are targeting the most vulnerable persons, our children that need the benefit. 20,000 students approximately, and you see he's showing that it's only 7,500 students at this point. So even though the government is doing something, what the PMP is showing you with real fiscal prudence and discipline, there is much more room for improvement and much more that can be done. Yes, and more in this instance is always good because you're talking about affecting the youth life. This is something that will help to keep students in school. Because you hear the man talk about students not going to school because them don't have food to eat and them don't have bus fare. It's a real thing. You get me? I was one of those students where, listen, I am not from a rich home. You understand what I'm saying? But I have peers that work very hard. You understand? And them do what they can do for us. And I remember a point when it was so hard that sometimes I had to go to school without fear. I was walking out the door in faith going to school because I literally wanted to go to school and get an education. You understand? So those things are real. So if you have the government increase the amount of children that is really in need to actually get that. You remember me used to wake up early in the morning, you know. Alright, so say for instance you get a certain amount of money, but to the distance where I go to school, the money not enough for bus fare and everything. So what I would do, I would get up so early in the morning. You have certain people that travel the distance that is going to a further distance that is like Juta buses and stuff like that. And you know, I would go to the gas station and I noticed, wait a minute, one time I go down there early and I noticed, hold on. But this person say, yo, I said, driver, can I get a ride to such and such? And them say, yeah man, may I go such and such, man. May I go that way there. So them just drop me off on the main and I just walk up at school. You understand? So, yo, them thing here real people. This is a real issue, man. I tell you.
As they will be incorporated in this 20,000 persons.
Oh, and the next thing too. it also helps in reducing the level of crime in the country. Because the more students that are vulnerable in this instance, these gangsters now, these people that are so quote-unquote dance, can go influence this youth and say, yeah man, me I put a gun in there and you go do some work for me. Next thing you know, the youth lose him life. Next thing you know, the youth in our life a crime or him in a prison for the rest of his life. Because you know, say now, and Jones I give people 15 years in a prison for both gun, you know. And members say him say radam. You get what I say? So to prevent those things from happening, we have to go to the source. Keep our education system on point. It's very important that our youths are educated and see a hope and a future where them can actually go to college and make something of themselves and increase. Listen, education and agriculture is very important. I'm just saying, big up the PMP. Let's continue.
Thank you very much. And I think that we have satisfactorily stated that education is the hallmark of the People's National Party.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Damian.
Alright, so that's the Damian side of it, ladies and gentlemen. Because as segments we have